In this video, you'll uncover the surprising truth about how being nice can secretly hold you back and what you can do to reclaim your happiness and self-worth. We'll dive deep into the true costs of people-pleasing, reveal how to set powerful boundaries, and offer practical steps to embrace your authenticity. Stick around to discover how breaking free from these constraints can lead to a more fulfilling, empowered life. You won't want to miss this key to transforming your relationships and your sense of self. Think about the countless times you've held back your true thoughts, swallowed your opinions, just to avoid conflict or to be seen as agreeable. How many golden opportunities have slipped through your fingers because you chose the safe, nice route instead of asserting your true self? This behavior, while seemingly harmless, slowly erodes your sense of self, leaving you with a life that feels unfulfilled and inauthentic. It's a quiet despair, one that gnaws at your soul, making you question whether you'll ever break free from the shackles of niceness. Niceness is often mistaken for a virtue, a mark of good character. But let's be honest, it's often just a mask, a facade that hides your true self. The great Stoic philosophers like Seneca and Epictetus warned us about the dangers of conforming to societal expectations at the expense of our own values and well-being. They believed that true strength lies in authenticity and self-respect, not in appeasement. But how did we get here? How did niceness become a prison rather than a path to virtue? To answer this, we must delve deep into our conditioning, starting from our childhood, through our education, and into the societal norms that dictate our behavior. From a young age, we're taught to be agreeable, to avoid conflict, and to seek approval. This conditioning starts in childhood, where we learn that being nice brings rewards, praise, acceptance, and love. But this reward system is deeply flawed. It teaches us to value others' opinions over our own, to fear rejection and disapproval, and to prioritize external validation over internal fulfillment. Our family dynamics play a crucial role in shaping our behavior. Many of us grow up in environments where being nice is equated with being good. We're praised for being compliant, for sharing, and for putting others' needs before our own. While these lessons are well-intentioned, they create a deep-seated belief that our worth is contingent upon pleasing others. Parents often reinforce this behavior, sometimes unconsciously. A child who asserts themselves might be labeled as difficult or rebellious, while a child who complies is praised for being easygoing. This dichotomy teaches us to suppress our true feelings to avoid negative labels and to gain approval. Over time, we internalize these lessons, creating a habit of niceness that persists into adulthood. Imagine a child who consistently receives praise for sharing toys with siblings or friends, even when they don't want to. Over time, this child learns to suppress their desires and prioritize others' happiness over their own. While sharing is undoubtedly a positive behavior, when enforced to the point of self-denial, it can lead to a lifetime of people-pleasing. This dynamic becomes even more complicated when niceness is used as a tool to manage family conflict. In households where tension is high, or where one or more members are prone to anger, a child may learn that being nice, submissive, accommodating, and non-confrontational is the safest way to avoid emotional or even physical harm. This survival mechanism, while effective in childhood, can become a deeply ingrained habit that is difficult to break in adulthood. Society plays a significant role in perpetuating the myth of niceness. We're bombarded with messages that equate niceness with goodness. Media, education, and even our social circles reinforce the idea that being liked is more important than being respected. But this societal expectation is a trap. It leads us to suppress our true feelings, avoid setting boundaries, and compromise our values for the sake of harmony. Consider the portrayal of nice characters in popular culture. They're often depicted as lovable and endearing, while assertive characters are frequently shown as aggressive or unlikable. This dichotomy creates a false narrative that niceness is inherently good and assertiveness is inherently bad. It teaches us to fear being perceived as rude or confrontational, leading us to prioritize niceness over authenticity. Advertising also plays a role in shaping our perceptions of niceness. Brands often promote the idea that being nice, compliant, accommodating, and agreeable is the key to happiness and success. From commercials that show happy families and friends bonding over shared products to social media campaigns that emphasize the importance of being liked, the message is clear: to be happy and successful, you must be nice. However, this societal pressure to be nice can lead to a disconnect between our public personas and our true selves. We may find ourselves engaging in performative niceness, where we act in ways that are not genuine or authentic simply to meet societal expectations. This can lead to feelings of inauthenticity and dissatisfaction, as we struggle to reconcile our true selves with the persona we present to the world. The Stoic philosophers understood the importance of self-respect and integrity. Marcus Aurelius, in his Meditations, wrote about the importance of living in accordance with one's values rather than seeking approval from others. He emphasized that true happiness comes from within, not from external validation. By striving to be nice, we're essentially giving away our power, allowing others to dictate our self-worth. Most powerful is he who has himself in his own power, Seneca famously stated, emphasizing the importance of self-control and authenticity. By prioritizing niceness over our true feelings, we relinquish this power, becoming prisoners to others' expectations. Epictetus, another prominent Stoic philosopher, taught that we should focus only on what is within our control and accept what is not. By constantly striving to be nice, we attempt to control others' perceptions and reactions, a futile endeavor that only leads to frustration and a loss of self. Epictetus' teachings on the dichotomy of control, distinguishing between what we can control and what we cannot, are particularly relevant here. When we prioritize niceness, we're often trying to control others' opinions of us, which is outside our control. This leads to unnecessary stress and anxiety, as we constantly worry about how we're perceived. By focusing on what we can control, our own actions and attitudes, we can free ourselves from the burden of niceness and live more authentically. Being nice comes with a hefty price tag. It can lead to burnout, resentment, and a loss of identity. When we constantly prioritize others' needs over our own, we neglect our well-being and personal growth. We become passive participants in our own lives, drifting aimlessly rather than steering our own course. Being nice is constantly exhausting. It requires immense emotional labor to maintain the facade of agreeableness, especially when it goes against our true feelings. This can lead to emotional burnout, characterized by chronic stress, anxiety, and depression. We become drained both mentally and physically as we struggle to maintain the mask of niceness. Emotional burnout is not just about feeling tired, it's about a profound sense of depletion that affects every aspect of our lives. We may find it difficult to concentrate, to find joy in activities we once loved, or to muster the energy to pursue our goals. This burnout can lead to a downward spiral, where we become even more entrenched in niceness, believing that it is the only way to gain the validation and approval we crave. Moreover, being nice often leads to resentment. When we constantly put others' needs before our own, we may start to feel unappreciated and taken for granted. This resentment can build over time, leading to a breakdown in relationships and a loss of self-respect. We may find ourselves becoming bitter and angry, lashing out at others, or withdrawing from social interactions altogether. One of the most insidious costs of niceness is the loss of identity. When we consistently put others' needs and desires before our own, we lose touch with who we are. Our sense of self becomes diluted, and we may find it difficult to distinguish our true desires from those imposed on us by others. This loss of identity can manifest in various ways. We may struggle to make decisions, constantly second-guessing ourselves because we're unsure of what we truly want. We may find it difficult to set boundaries as we fear that asserting ourselves will lead to rejection or disapproval. Over time, this can lead to a deep sense of dissatisfaction, as we feel disconnected from our true selves. But here's the good news: you have the power to break free from the cycle of niceness. It starts with recognizing that being nice is not the same as being good. True goodness comes from living in alignment with your values, being honest with yourself and others, and respecting your own needs as much as you respect others. Start by setting clear boundaries. Boundaries are not about being rude or selfish, they're about protecting your well-being and ensuring that your needs are met. When you set boundaries, you communicate to others that you value yourself and your time. This can be challenging at first, especially if you're used to being a people pleaser. But over time, setting boundaries becomes empowering as you start to take control of your life and your relationships. Consider practicing assertive communication. Assertiveness is not about being aggressive or confrontational, it's about expressing your thoughts, feelings, and needs clearly and respectfully. When you communicate assertively, you stand up for yourself while also respecting the rights and feelings of others. This balance is key to breaking free from the cycle of niceness and reclaiming your authenticity. Reflect on your values and priorities. What truly matters to you? What are your non-negotiables? By identifying your core values, you can start to make decisions that align with who you truly are, rather than trying to meet others' expectations. This process of self-discovery can be transformative, as it helps you reconnect with your true self and live more authentically. By embracing authenticity and letting go of the need to be nice, you can transform your life. You'll start to live with greater confidence, purpose, and fulfillment. Your relationships will become more genuine, and you'll attract people who appreciate you for who you truly are. The journey to authenticity is not always easy, but it's worth it. As you begin to shed the mask of niceness, you'll discover a newfound sense of freedom and empowerment. You'll start to live a life that is truly your own, one that is aligned with your values and desires. Subscribe to our channel and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on more life-changing content. Share this video with anyone you know who might be struggling with the burden of niceness. It could be the catalyst they need to start living their truth.